I kicked my pregnant girlfriend out. Here's why. We had been dating for a year and a half when she moved in with me, and I'm 25 now. A few weeks ago, I got home from work, and my girlfriend was standing in the living room smiling because she had something to show me. She held up a positive pregnancy test, and at first I thought it was a TikTok prank, so I played along. But when she didn't reveal it was a joke, I realized what had happened, yet I continued pretending everything was fine. That night, I couldn't sleep, so I got up at midnight and started sending emails. I took a week off work and emailed my best friends the details, telling them to pretend they knew nothing and to be prepared for what was coming. The next morning, I left for work as usual, but I didn't actually go to work because Carl, one of my friends, was waiting outside. He had a cap and a hoodie ready for me so I could stay discreet. For the whole week, we followed Katie, and on day 3, she met up with her affair partner. We tailed them to a motel, and then Carl followed him to his home, where we discovered the guy was married with kids. Because of this, we devised a plan. I convinced Katie to go to her parents' house to tell them the good news last Saturday, and while she was there, I gave my friends the keys to my home. At Katie's parents' house, we had lunch with her parents and siblings first, and then Katie shared the big news. Everyone was happy, but after a while, I got a call I had to take. It was my friends telling me they were done and ready, so I asked to make an announcement. I pulled Katie aside in front of everyone, and I bet they thought I was going to propose. I started by telling them how we met and how much she meant to me, but then I ended with, and that's why it hurt so much that you cheated on me and got pregnant by someone else. The room went silent, and Katie looked shocked. She started telling me it wasn't a funny joke, but I said I wasn't joking. The moment you told me you were pregnant, I knew you cheated because I got a vasectomy 5 years ago, and I go to checkups every year. So if you're pregnant, it's because you've been unfaithful. At that moment, her phone rang, and I told her to answer it because it was probably AP's full name, the real father of her baby. I added that he probably wanted to talk about her moving in, but I wasn't sure if his wife and kids would like that. What had happened was that my friends had loaded up everything of Katie's into a U-Haul and brought it to AP's home. When they called me, they were in front of his house for the final part. They rang the doorbell and asked the AP where they could put her things, but he was confused. So they handed him and his wife a folder with pictures of him and Katie, and Carl said, since OP is kicking her out, she needs a place to stay, and we're just here delivering her things. And since you don't want the woman who's pregnant with your child to stay on the street, we assumed you'd take her in. But the AP called Katie, yelling that she ruined his life and that he never wanted to see her again. After hearing him scream over the phone, I turned to Katie and said, oh, so his wife doesn't want his mistress and their affair baby living there, so you'll have to stay here with your parents. With that, I walked away, leaving a crying Katie and her confused and angry family behind. My friends then brought the U-Haul with her stuff to her parents' house after the AP refused to accept it, and I went home, where my sister was waiting for me. She knew everything because Carl had filled her in. This wasn't part of my plan, but Carl knows me so well that he thought I'd need her. I broke down and cried in my sister's arms, and she stayed the weekend taking care of me, allowing me to grieve and process the betrayal. It's been a week since I dumped Katie at her parents' house, and my boys cleaned out my home and brought everything of Katie's to her parents. But because I didn't have time to mark everything that was hers, the boys didn't take all of her stuff, and they even took some things of mine by mistake. So I called her sister to arrange a meeting to exchange our belongings, and the sister agreed, but only under one condition: a sit down with Katie so I could hear her out. I would have just left everything there, but my tablet had some pretty important work stuff on it, so I agreed to listen. But I made it very clear that there was no chance of us getting back together because the trust was gone for good.